You are incredible and you know it. And it's always being reflected back to you, or it gets reflected back to you a lot. Maybe you're a genius in what you do. You create the kinds of transformation in people's lives that most people only ever dream of. Or maybe in your relationships, you change people's lives, and yet they are not choosing you, and yet they are not valuing you. And you've really gotten to this place where it doesn't make any sense at all. It would be one thing if your magic, your deliciousness, your genius, your intelligence, your wisdom wasn't more or less constantly reflected back to you, okay? That would be one thing. Then it might be easy for you to just sort of throw in the towel, give up, and go, okay, maybe it's not meant for me. Yeah. In dating, maybe you found that you've lowered your standards and you've tried that. You're like, oh my God, you know what? Maybe I'm one of those people that has these crazy high standards. So you've lowered your standards and it's gone even worse. And deep down inside, you know that you're not one of those people, yeah, whose standards are just like, do you even care about being in a relationship? Do you care about love, or do you care about the transaction? Do you care about what you can get? You know that you're not one of those people, okay? Also, you're allowed to care about things that you experience in relationships, just so you know. You know that you're not one of those people, though. You care about love. You care about connection, intimacy. You're one of the most loving, considerate people that you know. And you might not be perfect, although you are perfect. You know that you're deeply loving. You know that you're deeply caring. You know that you're authentic. And maybe in business, this isn't being reflected back to you either. You take more initiative and you get things done like nobody else. And yes, you are successful. Yes, you are making good money, yeah, comparatively. At the same time, though, it just isn't enough. And what I mean by that is it isn't this true reflection of all that you are. And so maybe you've watched videos or looked into this and you have heard that, oh my God, it's just not enough. And you're like, well, maybe I'm just not grateful. Or maybe there's something I'm not seeing. And I'm making this video for you because I want you to understand why you're not being valued, because that's what's happening. Now, even if you're experiencing being mostly valued, okay, even if there's a little whisper of not feeling valued, you're not being fully valued. Yeah. I used to be a real estate agent, and then I worked for a real estate agent coaching company. That's actually how I started my career in coaching, and that's a story for another day. And in real estate, the oldest trick in the book. Now, before I say this, I just want you to know real estate has changed a lot. The time period that I'm referring to was very much pre-social media. This sort of, tactic within real estate agents and things like this. quite often people that were not good at what they did. The age-old tactic was just price the house a little bit lower. Yeah. We sell every house. We sell every house for 100% of the asking price, right? We sell every house for 100% of the asking price, guaranteed, or we'll buy your house for you, okay? Who's ever seen something like that? I used to, and when I first got into real estate many moons ago, okay, I went, God, wow, how do they do this? They guarantee that they're gonna buy the person's house. Guess what they would do? They would undervalue the house. So I'll give you an example. If a house is worth $1.3 million and in order for that contract to be effective, you have to actually agree to their pricing. That's how that works, okay? And they say, okay, this house is worth $1.3 million, and it's a seller's market, which means that the power is in the hands of the seller, okay? This works especially well, obviously, in a seller's market, where what that means is there's probably low inventory, high demand, yeah? This example applies, so stick with me, and I'm going to tell you as well why you're not being valued, okay? So the house is worth 1.3 million. Let's say they list the house for 900,000 in a seller's market, or even better, let's say they list the house and they're doing this on purpose. They want it to go into people presenting offers, yeah, so kind of like this auction. So they'll list the house at 400,000. Now the seller does not ever have to sell the house at 400,000. Okay. What will happen though, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to get people in to work with them. Okay. I'm not going to get into the rest of the details for those of you that are like, oh my God, what are you talking about? Seller's market. Okay. Effectively, what I'm speaking to in this example is they lower the value of the house. Of course, the house gets sold. Okay. Now, real estate's a little bit different because you can also lower the value of a house and have that house sell for more money. But that only works when you know the value of the house. Those are two different strategies, okay? And that does actually apply to manifestation, because how that applies is you can seemingly do things to lower your value and still meet the love of your life that is better than you could have ever expected, yeah? You could do things to seemingly lower your value. You could sell low ticket programs and become a multimillionaire. That works when you know and hold your value. So someone who's selling a house, it's a $1.3 million house, but they know that it's a $1.3 million house. They're not trying to sell it for a penny less than that. They list it for, let's call it 700,000 is probably a better example, where they want the auction effect to happen. Well, that's because they know the value. That's because if someone offers 1 million, they are not selling it. They're not. They're like, oh, okay, we're not going to sell this. And there's a very important reason why this works, okay? Because they don't need to sell the house. That only works when they need to sell the house. When do you get the best deals in real estate? When the person has to sell. That's when you hold the position of power in any negotiation, real estate aside, okay? That's who holds the power in that transaction, okay? Now, in the world of manifestation, which isn't even a real thing, you're not manifesting anything actually creation is finished, you're stepping into a new existence and everything unfolds for you really, really fast, which is what I do inside of my one-on-one world. Inside of my programs right now, you can sign up for one of my programs that I can't name. I'll say part of the name, wealth activation, something wealth activation, something on wealth activation. I'll put the link below. Or you can sign up for the Worshipped and Wealthy Mastermind, which starts again mid-October. Send me an email or a DM for more info or click the link below. So when you need to sell, when you need a relationship, when you still need people to buy your programs, which I also want to say is not a bad thing, okay? In the real estate example that I just gave you, that person just needs to move. They just then also have to understand that they might not get the price that they want, especially if it isn't a seller's market, okay? Now, it doesn't mean that they don't. And this is where even when I was in real estate, my clients would get the price that they wanted because we would implement other strategies that looked like manifestation, okay? They would always get the price that they wanted. All of my buyers even in a seller's market, would get way less. I once had a client at that time who someone offered way more money and they still chose my client. Okay, they still chose my client. My client offered $50,000 less and they chose my client. Yeah. And at that time, I thought it was because I spoke with them. I sat down with them. I had tea with them. I explained the story of my client and how they were going to take care of their condo and all these things, okay? I thought that it was because of what I did. And I thought that for a really long time. And then I understood the secret to having whatever you want, which is understanding that you're the source, you're the cause, you're the power in your world. Has nothing to do with the cup of tea that you have. Now you will have inspired action. Yeah, so for example, there's a big difference between, you know what, I'm gonna meet with these people because that's gonna be the thing. And of course I get this. Of course they get this. Wow, I just feel really inspired to meet with these people, to connect with them. I envision that happening. For example, okay? And then it happening. But understanding that the power wasn't in me having tea with the sellers in that example, yeah? It's exactly how one of my clients just had a $200,000 month. It's exactly how another one of my clients is now a multimillionaire. I have multiple clients that have made millions. It's exactly how another client, her product-based business was making 100,000 to I think about 200,000 per year. She took it to $6 million. Yes, we did things in their businesses. Yes, we implemented what looked like strategies. Yes, we changed in some ways the packaging, the price point, the stories. But that didn't work because, oh, that's what works. I mean, it can, obviously. That worked because what we were doing is we were changing how those people were thinking and being. Yeah? That product-based business, they wanted to be done with it. They weren't happy with it. That was coming through in how they showed up. So even though, yes, technically they added new products, yes, we did all of these things, that wasn't the power because you can also add more products and no one buys them, okay? This is exactly how one of my clients absolutely blew up her business in under 6 months of working with me because we got her back into the vibe, the state of being, and a new expanded state of being around money and wealth. And we also added the messaging for her. She had great strategy, great systems in place already. So for her, it was the messaging. But it's not just about the messaging. It's about that version of her and fully embodying and speaking as that version of her, activating that timeline and having everything come in. Okay. Same thing with relationships. I've told this story before. I had a client where she more or less was saying the same things that I was telling her to say. I was tweaking them, I was refining them for her. Well, what did you say to him? Oh, I said this. I was like, oh man, okay. I feel that. Yeah. That is a push away. That is not, I have everything I want. Of course I'm loved. Of course I'm shown up for. I guarantee you, if you don't have what you want, if you're not being valued, it's number one, because you need to be, which I get. I just want you to know. So understand that. And you need to shift that. You have to shift that if you want to have what you want. Let me say it this way. You can have what you want and still have that. I guarantee you will find you prefer living in a way where you value yourself and have what you want. This is exactly where millions of dollars are made. This is exactly where the ex comes back in or your relationship deepens. And when you understand this, a whole new world opens up for you. If this is speaking to your soul, if you're like, oh my God, I've tried everything. Oh my God, I know that this is true. Oh my God, this deeply resonates. Then send an email to Pamela@theawakenedaphrodite.com or go to theawakenedaphrodite.com and click on Work With Me One-on-One. Even if you only want to join a program and you're not yet ready, I know what it says. It's like, are you ready to work with me one-on-one, okay? Just please make sure that you fill out the info. I want to take a program. I'm not ready to work with you one-on-one yet, for example. Fill out the info so that I know, and I know that it's not just spam, okay? And one of my assistants will attend to you and welcome you into our world, and you're gonna love all the other people. The mastermind starts mid-October. It is the lowest investment. It is not the mastermind listed on my website. The pricing is different. Send me a message for more info, and let's get you into your new world, because you deserve it and you're powerful. You are the only power. And whether it's day or night, thank you so much for watching. You know, I love you, I love you, I love you. Please like, please share, please comment, please subscribe. And until next time, and I'm so excited to meet you and watch your life transform before my eyes. It's the best part. It is the best part of what I do. Oh my God, come to my wedding. Oh my God, look at my bank account balance. Sending me screenshots of your bank account, your new bank account, sending me pictures from your wedding or the invitation to your wedding. I'm like, yes. I can't wait. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. And I will see you very, very soon.